Hey friends, it's Natana. Welcome to Monday, July 17th, 2023. It is the Cancer new moon today. Woo! Oh my gosh, it feels more like the full moon. I don't know where you've been, unless you've been hiding under a rock. Things have been moving and grooving, changing and shebanging. That makes no sense, but it makes all the sense to me. Anyways, guys, it is Monday. I'm getting my workout in. I am on day 5, I believe, of Bar Blend 4 or 5. Maybe it's 4. Who knows? I'll figure it out after the fact. Excuse me. Anyways, I took my Sunday off from working out, but I got so much done. So much done. Today's I Am Motivational card for my Bar Blend workout is I am grounded, and I shared my shorts video for that card in particular. If you want to check that out after you watch this whole video, I would greatly appreciate it. And while I'm at it, guys, hey, please don't forget to you could share, you could subscribe, you could hit that notification bell, you can leave a comment below. Anything, any type of engagement helps my channel grow. So that way I can be sharing and supporting my life and my light and be that lighthouse for others to do the same for themselves. So today is core blend. And today I'm taking it really light and easy. I didn't get my workout in yesterday, but I did get a bunch done. I definitely got all my meal prepping done to be successful for the week. I actually wrote up a Monday through Friday game plan for myself for my business. I started a walking group in my neighborhood. I'm like thinking, what else did I do? I did a lot of business call yesterday. Oh, I did forget to send my girlfriend an email. I need to send her an email, but she'll get my voicemail this morning, so I guess I don't need to worry about that too much. And I'm just really focusing on my future and focusing on the now and my future. With this new moon in Cancer, we also have this nodal shift of moving into this North Node, South Node in astrology. My natal North Node is in Aries, and that is the shift that we're moving into. Oh my goodness, Becky. Look at her butt, right? Like, that's the vibes I'm feeling when I'm thinking about this North Node, South Node shift into my actual natal placement. This is great for me. It means that I will be more passionate, which is beautiful because I've been dealing with extreme existentialism. Xena was punking Lilith, and I had to tell Xena, stop punking Lilith, leave her alone. Like, geez. Anyways, I've been going through extreme existentialism since 2017, and dealing with pretty deep depression and anxiety since 2016. Though this has been my whole life, I've just never was able to put words to it or diagnoses to it or really separate myself outside of that world to really experience me. So this is why, it's vital to actually move away from home, to move away from your family, to explore who you are in the world outside of the conditions that brought you up. So that way you can actually heal the things that had been holding you back from becoming the greatest version of yourself. Not everybody grows up in a traumatic, toxic household, though I will say the majority of human beings sure do. And I will add on top of that a majority of human beings are here, especially the Pluto and Scorpio generation, like myself, to heal generational wounds. If you feel like you have been the person in your life, in your family, see, I got a confirmation, I'm going to say yes, that is the black sheep of the family, you're different than everybody else, you have a lot of internal struggle, and yet all you do is keep pushing forward despite how hard it is, you are the GOAT. Okay, you are the one to do what needs to get done. And that means generational healing means all the things that you struggle in yourself with. And I don't mean that the world tells you that you struggle with, that you know that you struggle with. And sometimes we need the world to tell us that we're struggling because we don't notice it within ourselves. Sometimes it takes 30 something years until we get those reflections to help us really realize, wow, I think I have a mental health issue. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's not as easy said and done, but I will let you know. Astrology is a great tool to help you learn thyself, know thyself, and work through thyself before you get to your Saturn's returns in your 30s. And if you are under the age of 30, I would implore you to definitely do so. Find out your exact time of birth. Go find a professional astrologer and ask them about your Saturn's returns and what is it that you need to work on before your Saturn's returns, so that way you can be thriving in your 30s and feel at peace in your soul. Another key factor would be working on your Chiron wound. My Chiron wound is in Gemini. Gemini is my moon sign, so it's my emotional and mental mentality. Okay, and I realized just yesterday I have bipolar type 2, and Gemini and Moon in Gemini is already kind of like bipolar. And then the fact that it's my Chiron wound house, I'm like, oh snap, I actually am diagnosed with bipolar type 2. And I was like, maybe this is my Chiron wound. Maybe my mental health is my Chiron wound, because I always wondered, like, how did that affect my mental and emotional mentality, having my Chiron wound in the same placement as my moon sign? Well, my mother also has a Gemini moon, so there is a generational connection, and I almost question if my grandmother has a Gemini moon as well, because Gemini moons have it's like healing of the mother wound, and healing. It's like representing what your mother had to deal with her mother. And so if my mom has a Gemini moon and I have a Gemini moon, that means my grandma, my mom, and I are all the same. Okay, and that also makes me think of like, oh my God, I want to cry right now. All right. It also makes me think of, my grandma has passed, by the way. It makes me think of that meme where you see a mother with a baby inside her, and then another baby inside that baby, because that's the grandmother, the mother, and the baby, the crone, the mother, and the maiden. It's the Trinity as well in the pagan community. Anyways, guys, that was a little emotional for me right there. My mother has congestive heart failure. My grandma passed of congestive heart failure. My mother is, I talked about suicide yesterday, actually, because I was met last week with somebody, or the week before, with somebody who's no longer in my life and hadn't been in my life for like 10 years, try and come back in my life for a little bit, and I was entertaining it, but then I realized that this person isn't in a good space. So I cut them out of my life again because they were being inappropriate with boundaries and pushy, and I'm not okay with that. So I was setting my boundaries and they weren't respecting it, so I had to cut them off. So anyways, they tried coming back around, and the song, turn around, every now and then I get a little bit, that's the song coming around. Anyways, they tried coming back in my life, and I was like, okay, you're coming with an apology, I'll listen to you. And then within like an hour of that apology, they negated the whole reason that they apologized to me in the first place. And they were trying to force it upon me again that it was my responsibility to be there for them while they were grieving and going through whatever it was that they were going through, because I haven't been in their life for X amount of years and they don't have any friends or family because they're such an amazing person, yet they're telling me I'm such a horrible person. That's why they're reaching out to me, right? Anyways, it doesn't make any sense. Make it make sense. It don't make sense. So mental health issues, right? Yes. Okay. More therapy needed. Yeah. Okay. So I started talking about suicide because I had someone do the exact same thing to me about them wanting to harm themselves. And it's just so frustrating to me that when I set boundaries and assert myself in a way that's actually honest healthy, growing, and mature, people lash out at me and blame me as if I'm the one literally killing somebody else when it's their choice to do whatever they do. This is such a sensitive topic, and I know not a lot of people will resonate with it, though if you are resonating with me, you might understand this all too well, deeper than other people who would want to blame someone else for not being there for them when they need to get stronger. I have a nephew. This poor baby has been through so much. And at the age of 10, I had to tell him, I said, listen, nephew, Auntie hates to be the one to tell you this, but here I am because I love you so much that I need you to know the truth. And the truth is life is hard and it's only going to get harder and you have to get stronger. And it sucks that I have to tell a 10-year-old that because his life is fucked up, y'all. He lives a life of just fucked upness, and I don't give a fuck what my family feels about my opinions on it because it's the truth. And that baby needs so much help and support. If he came to me and he was like, Auntie, I want to harm myself, I would definitely do everything I can in my power to support that child. He is a child. His brain isn't even fully developed yet. And tying it back into adulthood, there is a ton of adults who have arrested development and have not the capacity to actually process these things and work through these things and show up for themselves. Though, is it their responsibility to seek out the actual support from people who actually can support them instead of seeking help where it cannot be found? Correct. It also makes me think of A Course in Miracles. So actually, let me talk about this because I didn't even think about talking about this, which is the most important topic for the week. The topic for my week is living to be alive. My theme for the week for my body group is living to be alive. If you didn't know, I am a self-love accountability coach. I support sensitive women who are on a mental health journey, who are on a food sensitivity journey, who are on a fitness, self-body acceptance journey. Come back to themselves, find themselves, shift their shame, blame into love and accountability and empowerment, okay? So it reminds me of A Course in Miracles. And A Course in Miracles is a book that was a channeled book from technically one individual, and the other person scribed for them as they were doing all these channelings. It reminds me a lot of the Bible, but instead of it being the Bible, it's more channelings of just Jesus Christ and the messages of bringing healing to the world through real self-realization and self-accountability. It's hard to shift shame and blame from others to self. And, I may sometimes share that it's frustrating to me that I'm not allowed to have my own truth and have it be respected because of other people's beliefs, though it's also my responsibility to keep showing up for myself. There it is, to keep showing up for myself and loving myself and supporting myself despite not getting that from the outside world. I can never, and nor can you ever, count on the outside world to show up for us. All we can count on is how we respond, not react, and how we respond to ourselves. Okay, we are the only things that we can count on, and that is sad, though we are tribal people, and a lot of us do support each other because that's how we get by in the greatest way. When it comes to our internal world, we have to be the ones to hold ourselves accountable. We have to be the ones to advocate for ourselves. Do we use other people as motivation and inspiration to get there? 100%. Most definitely. I didn't do this by myself, but they couldn't do the work for me. They led me to the water, but they couldn't force me to drink. I am leading you to the water, though I cannot force you to drink. It is your choice to stop starving. Okay? It's up to you, no one else. What are you going to do to nourish yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, and stop shifting the blame on the outside world? As within, so without, as above, so So below, you could not know one without the other, for you cannot perceive that which you are not. And if you can perceive it, you are of that, or have been that, or know that true in yourself. Okay? So I'm just saying this because I desire each and every single person to be empowered to live a life of love out loud, to be the highest and best, most joyful, enjoyable version of themselves. Though I know there will always be opposition in this world, and it's up to you to choose what part of that you will be every day, not to judge yourself on it, but just to be the best version of you every day. Okay? So I'm not supporting people, trying to come around and ruin the world, though I will say I know that that is balance and that is truth and that is real. And I'm not in denial of what the real world looks like. And I hope that you wake up to the truth of life as well. Guys, thank you for working out with me. I greatly value you and appreciate you. Thank you for being my friend. I'm so happy to share these truths and space with you. Thank you for letting me have a safe space to always share, to be heard, and supporting the wildness that is me. I love y'all. Stay hydrated. Bye.